Welcome back to OneStopTutorials.com. Alibaba here again. How you doing, everyone? Now, in the last couple of tutorials, we've been using the healing brush tools to remove blemishes and things like that. But what I want to show you now is another technique by using a filter on how you can sort of make skin a bit more softer. Okay, so if I zoom into this image, okay, and what you have here is we've got all these little blemishes everywhere. Now we can come in with the healing brush tool, we can select an area and we can paint on it. But what we're doing really is selecting more blemishes and painting over and adding more blemishes to it, okay? What I want to do is I want to do a technique where I can sort of soften out this skin. I give it the appearance of it being softened out without having too much looking in like we've come in and retouched it in Photoshop, okay? So this is a great little fun tutorial. What we want to do first is duplicate our layer. Control or Command and hit the letter J on your keyboard. That will duplicate your layer. Next thing we want to do is guide our way up to Filter, Noise, Dust and Scratches. Okay. Now what this palette's all about is you have your radius. Okay. And what this will do, it'll sort of, if I zoom out a bit, you'll be able to see it. Having too much of a higher radius adds this picture to sort of makes it look like some sort of cartoon and stuff, okay? So what I'm trying to do with the radius is I'm trying to just soften out the skin just around the area of these blemishes, well, around the whole image, but I'm just making it so, let me show you. You can see the blemishes here. I'm trying to soften them out. So I'm working up to maybe the 6th region where you can see it's all soft. You can't really see the blemishes no more. That is what I'm looking for. The next thing you've got is a threshold which will bring back some of this skin texture, as you can see here. Okay, you'll notice it's bringing back the texture. So this is a good sort of setting for this image, 6 and 14. If you were to bring the threshold right back, it would eventually bring back your original image. Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm using radius by softening it out, sort of smoothing it right out, and then I'm bringing threshold up just to give me that appearance of it looking more like a sort of skin tone, skin texture. When you're okay, hit OK. Okay. Now, as you can see, we've sort of it's affected the whole image as a whole. Okay. What I want to do to this now is I want to apply a mask to this. Okay. Now, the way you can do this is by coming down to this square here and using a circle. Now if you were to left click on this, what that would mean is you would just apply a mask, but in our case we want to apply an inverted mask. We've done this in lots of tutorials by now, but the way to get an inverted mask is hold down Alt or Option on your keyboard, then click on this little square with a circle, and you'll now notice that it'll come up as a black mask, which means it's an inverted mask. Okay, what that means is the original picture comes back, but the information that we just edited in that dust and scratches is still there. It's just behind the actual original image, and all we do is grab ourselves the brush tool by coming up here or hitting B on the keyboard, and with painting with white we can now bring back that information that is behind here. Okay, that's all we're going to do. We're just going to come through and bring back some of that information. Now the reason I do it this way is because I don't actually want it applying to the whole picture. The reason being is I don't want that affecting her eyes. If you do it this way, it then allows you to come in with the brush tool, and what you can do is select the areas that you want. Okay, now for the time being this is going to look like we're not actually doing much, okay, but we really are. What I'm going to do is zoom in just so you can have a good look here. I'm going to hold down Control or Command on my keyboard. I'm going to hit the plus sign. I'm just going to zoom in a couple of notches so you can actually see what we're trying to do here. This is the before, where you've got these, you've got the dry skin, you've got these little blemishes here poking through, and once we've painted over that with by using the mask and the dust and scratches, you'll notice now that the skin texture becomes that so much more soft. Okay, so you can work your way through the image. You can find certain areas that you want to take out, and just by having white as your foreground color with your brush tool selected, having the mask selected, you can come through and paint over and bring back the dust and scratches that we just made. Okay, so I'm just going to work my way out the picture. Now this doesn't work on big blemishes. You know, this generally, you know, works on the smaller blemishes. It really comes good with small hairs and stuff like that. For big blemishes, obviously you're going to want to be using some of the techniques that we've been using in some of the previous tutorials, which is coming in with the healing brush tools and playing with that. This is a great way to make the skin appear more soft, more warm. You know, it's just such a user-friendly way, the way you have control of which areas you want to paint, which areas you don't want to paint. I'm going to come round her chin here, nearly done, just coming up, and there we go. That will be alright for this. Just, Ali, let it go. Okay, I'm letting it go. Right, so let's do a before and after. Here is before, and here is after. Now let me zoom in a bit. I'm going to hold down Control or Command on my keyboard, hit the plus sign. I'm going to do that a couple of times. We're going to get really close in here. Okay, this is the before. All those little blemishes, small bits of hair coming around. This is after, where we've come in, softened it up, and made it appear really nice. It works great around the eyes. This is the before, you know, around this area. And this is the after. Now if you find yourself, for instance, like here, we have a wrinkle coming here. Let's say you wanted to bring that wrinkle back. Well, all you do is flip your foreground color. So black is your foreground color. Hit X on your keyboard. Remember, you can use your bracket keys to make your brush size bigger and smaller. And painting with black as my foreground color, I can bring the information back that maybe I went a bit wild with a bit earlier. Okay, so like these wrinkles around here, I can just bring all this information back. Okay, so that's the great thing about masks. You can flip between white and black as your foreground color, and that will allow you to come in, delete out information, and bring back information. That's it for this tutorial. Take it easy, guys and girls. Hope all's good. I shall catch you at the next tutorial. Please subscribe to my YouTube, check out my website, and I shall see you very soon. Laters, everyone.